You're listening to Nightbreed on Inspire Radio, and we've got Jack from Burial Pit on the line. How you going, Jack?
Good, thanks, man. Thanks heaps for having me.
No, thanks for coming on the show. So back in 2019, what prompted the start of Burial Pit?
Yeah, well, I'd written a few tunes. It's actually, it sounds kind of stupid where the sound came from, but sorry, alarm went off. I'd never actually played guitar in a band before. I'd written a bunch of songs for bands and stuff that I played in, but I've always played drums or bass. So my main aim before, when writing the music, was actually just to write something that sounded heavy, but something I'd actually be able to play standing up in live.
Yeah, sure.
Which actually that worked out awesome because it led to some real kind of, I guess, slow and simple, but still kind of punishing riffs.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I played in a band with Scotty before, who's our vocalist, a band called Yanomamo, and the other guys I met just by chance. Sorden was in the park up the road with a mutual friend, and they were all going to see Dimmu Borgir together, and I was going by myself, so I went along and met all the crew, and I guess that brought us all together, and then, started shredding from there.
Nice, man. That's cool. So other than a different lineup, how does Burial Pit different from the other bands you're all in?
Yeah, I guess so before it was a bit more, I was playing some more kind of doomy stuff, a bit more kind of groove based, based on more kind of 70s riffage, that kind of thing. And yeah, with the Burial Pit stuff, I really just wanted to make something really kind of abrasive, a bit uncomfortable to listen to, but still, somehow catchy at the same time. I was listening to a lot of like Primitive Man. That was one of the main ones at the start, which I tried to kind of get a bit of that sound, but I realized it's impossible to recreate that kind of filth. Yeah. But was listening to a lot of kind of Gatecreeper and some of that more death metal-y stuff. And yeah, I guess just wanted to try and make something that had that real kind of slow, punishing feel to it, but also a bit of that kind of death metal groove to keep people interested.
Yeah, cool. So the debut album, Subhuman Scum, is due out May 21st. How was the recording process?
Yeah, it was good, man. I mean, it was a bit delayed thanks to COVID.
Yeah.
So I think with everyone, we'd kind of hoped to have something out last year, and then it just kept getting, a month later, and then a few months later, and just kept going like that. So that made the process a little bit on the tedious side. But actually recording it was heaps of fun and pretty easy because Griff, our drummer, he's a bit of an all-round superstar, and he recorded and mixed and produced all the stuff for us. So other than the drums in the studios, we recorded everything at his place, which was really chilled. And and having someone in the band kind of mixing and putting all the sound together for you meant that we were able to get kind of exactly the sound that we were going for.
Yeah.
So yeah, happy to finally have it coming out.
Yeah, awesome, man. Was there a specific sound or theme that you wanted to come across on this album?
Yeah, I guess the theme, like sound-wise, as I said, we just wanted something really kind of, I guess violent is a word that Sorden kind of coined the term violent slows, which I think sums it up pretty well. Yeah. And lyrically, a similar thing. So the kind of theme of all the Burial Pit stuff is kind of like violent retribution. So it's kind of, a real hatred towards abusers, people that abuse other people, abuse power. And it's really about, the worst people on the planet. That's, the subhuman scum. Mm-hmm. And just kind of meeting a really violent demise that they deserve.
Yeah, awesome. So you also play with Yanomamo, and you guys put out an EP last year, the No Sympathy for a Rat. How was that received? Did that go well for you?
Yeah, it's pretty good, man. I actually finished up with Yano late last year. Scotty's still playing with those guys, but it was awesome because I'd been sitting on that for a little while as well, and the same thing with COVID kind of put a hold on everything. But it was really cool to get with Luke and David Blighttown Records, put that release out for us, as well as they're putting out the Burial Pit stuff. Got a lot of good feedback. It's all going good.
Yeah, cool. Can I ask why the split? You just want to change it up a bit?
Yeah, I mean, I've been playing with those. I was with them for about 5 years, and yeah, still get along with the guys really well. I think while I was in Yano, I started writing the burial pit stuff, and I think I just got a bit more drawn to a bit less of the doom and more of the kind of heavy death and sludge. And yeah, it just felt once I started doing the burial pit gigs, it just felt like that was kind of the right way to go.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Other members in Burial Pit are in Low and Bad Blood, and are they still active as well?
Bad Blood and not. That was a while ago. Below, yeah, for sure. They actually just announced they're playing the that Black and Open Air Festival in Alice
nice.
Springs in August, which has a awesome lineup of amazing Aussie metal bands. Yeah, we were kind of talking about how that's, I guess, potentially one good thing that came from COVID is, you know, big Aussie bands like Diet is Murder and Psychroptic and stuff not being able to go overseas.
Yeah.
And I guess other, you know, international bands not being able to come over here. So I think it causes people to look more at, I guess, the awesome pool of talent that we've got in the country. So yeah, those guys have got that coming up. And hopefully, I mean, they're lower awesome, so hopefully they've got some music coming out soon.
Yeah, cool. So Low and Bad Blood have a bit more of a hardcore sound than Burial Pit. Do those influences come through, or is this consciously like a different thing?
No, I think this is probably a different thing. Yeah, like I don't have much of a hardcore background, and so when I was writing the Burial Pit stuff, it was really, I guess, picking up on from playing in Yano and playing in that kind of doom scene for a while, picking up on kind of the slower grooves from that. And then I guess just taking more of what I was listening to, like I said, like Primitive Man, Gatecreeper, Full of Hell, that kind of more aggressive stuff, and trying to find a good mix to keep it all going. I think it kind of worked out pretty well.
Yeah, man, that's good stuff. So are you solely writing everything, or are the other guys involved as well?
Yeah, no, I do all the writing, all the music and lyrics for this one. Yeah, I find it's worked out pretty well because everyone's, you know, been in other bands and everyone's pretty busy with stuff, and I kind of go a bit mad if I'm not writing stuff, so I seem to be able to just kind of put a bunch of stuff together, and all the lads are happy to learn it, and we get together in the jam space as well, and, you know, tweak things as a group. But yeah, generally I'm putting all the ideas down.
Yeah, cool. Nothing wrong with that, man. It's good.
Yeah.
So May 29, you got the Melbourne album launch. June 4, the Sydney launch. Any chance you'll make it our way at some point? WA?
Man, we'd love to.
Yeah.
I've actually never been to Western Australia.
Oh, yeah.
Bad. But I know a couple of the other guys have been over and played over there. We'd love to, man. It's mainly just been, you know, coming out of COVID, it was really difficult to book shows. Even these ones, like just finding a date that a venue could do, and it also is, you know, even we've seen this weekend in Sydney, like they looked, you know, brought the seats back out, the masks back out. It's really difficult to kind of lock something in. So we're going with the kind of close shows for now. We're hoping to get to Brisbane a bit later, but yeah, man, WA, we'd absolutely love to get over there.
Cool. Yeah. So with the Sydney show coming up in June, is that going to have to be, you know, masked up, or is it still kind of wait and see?
Fingers crossed it won't need to be. They've extended it out to this week. I think for the rest of this week, I don't know, it's hard. You try not to watch the news too much.
Yeah,
it's
just
a bit depressing. But
yeah,
I think they've extended it for the rest of this week. So hopefully we're all good.
Yeah.
Mainly because you know, we've only actually played a couple of shows to a standing audience, and then sorry, my alarm.
That's all good.
Going off on my phone. I don't know if you can hear that. It was bursting my ears. Yeah, so we actually managed to play like a couple of standing shows before COVID happened. So most of our gigs have been that kind of weird seated audience. So yeah, we're kind of super pumped to be able to play with people that are actually standing up in front of us and, you know, moving. Not that we get a lot of movement, but at least standing and nodding rather than sitting down and nodding.
Yeah. So, when was the last time you guys played a show?
We did late last year. We did Resurrection Fest. So our mate Dave, who goes by the name Grim Reflections, he put our music video together for Lord of Limbs.
Cool.
There's a venue in Sydney called Crowbar that was battling a bit. So he put a kind of mini festival on, which ended up going over 2 weekends as a fundraiser for them.
Nice.
So that was late last year. And then, we just kind of wanted to focus on getting the album, all the last little bits done on that so that we could get it out as soon as possible.
Yeah, fair enough. That's cool.
Yeah.
So we're about to hear Lord of Limbs now, the first single. Anything you want to add or, tell us about Lord of Limbs?
Yeah, so I guess the story about it, it's kind of like about a vigilante serial killer. It's a bit of like an anti-metal song, I guess, lyrically, in terms of when I started writing Burial Pit lyrics, just to kind of get a bit of inspo, I looked online and I read this random countdown of like top 10 most brutal extreme metal lyrics or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was. And pretty much all of them was just like guys doing really horrific, violent things to women.
Oh.
And I was reading that and I was like, fuck this, man. Let's flip it and, write a song about all that horrible shit happening to perpetrators. So, yeah, it's basically like a horror film inspired story of a guy who hunts down sexual abusers, cuts them up and makes a mural of them in a cave.
Excellent, man. That sounds
kind
great.
of brutal.
Beautiful. Yeah. Cool. Oh, look, congrats on an awesome sound, Jack. I'm looking forward to hearing the rest of the album. And, good luck with the launch shows. Cheers for your time, man.
Thanks heaps, man. Thanks for the support. Really appreciate it.
Cool. Cheers. There we go. Cheers. This is Burial Pit, Lord of Limbs. Thanks, man.
Awesome. Thanks, mate.